All right, let's try that. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me for a Creative Concepts class. This is one of those classes that I do on occasion that I just do to demonstrate a new or cool technique that I've happened to learn over the last month or so. So today we're going to go ahead and show you how to make some relatively simple oven baked clay beads. I use Sculpey. I say I use Fimo. They're relatively interchangeable, but you do want to make sure that if you decide you want to do this project, that you use clay that is definitely oven bakeable. All right, I have filmed the video, and then when we're done, I'll show you the finished product after it's been baked. So I'm going to go ahead and get that video loaded up for you. So give me just a second. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another creative class here from the Rawlings Idea Factory. Today I'm going to show you how to make some simple Fimo clay beads in a log and cut style. So let's go ahead and get started. I have some Fimo clay here. Actually, I'm sorry, this isn't Fimo clay. What am I saying? This is Sculpey. I actually like Sculpey a little bit better. It's a little softer than Fimo clay, and for this particular project, having it soft is pretty good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself some little snakes out of this. So I'm going to get some yellow and roll it out into a bit of a snake. Doesn't have to be a big one, just a little guy like that or so. Don't even worry about that swirl in there, it's not going to show up. I'm rolling this out on some wax paper here on my board. That's just so that the clay doesn't stick to it at all. And I have my cutter here to help me cut. So there we go. There's our snake of yellow, and I'm going to make a snake of red. Make it about the same length. Fimo clay is a plastic clay that you can heat and bake in your own oven. So when we go to bake this, we're going to bake it at 275 degrees. So there we go. There's two snakes. And then I'm going to make a snake of white. I'm making these super long for a reason, and I'll show you what that is. I've got a little bit of, it's looking a little pink from the Fimo clay on my fingers, but it should cut out nice and white. All right, here we go. Okay, make it the same length as this one. Cut it off with my cutter here. You can use anything, a sharp kitchen knife or a razor blade, or this is just one of the many like box type cutters I have here around the makerspace. Just anything that is not serrated. So this blade is not, doesn't have any teeth on it. It's just a straight blade. That's the best thing for cutting clay. So now I've got these three logs or snakes or whatever you want to call them here. They're all about the same size. And I'm going to stack them on top of each other, just like that. That's fine for them to be not super squished together. So I'm just going to make sure that they're stuck so that they're not going to come apart, but that's how they're going to look, like that. Okay, set those over there. Now I'm going to take my black and I'm going to make actually a flat piece. So I've got my handy dandy dowel roller here. Funny story about my dowels. My mom and I made these dowels with her table saw. I have 12 of them because I've done some clay programs at PDI recently, and I needed a nice big rolling unit, and it works great. So thanks, Mom, for making these for me. They're very handy. All right, we want this to be able to wrap up inside of this pancake here. So I'll peel that off and put it up a little bit further on my wax paper. Don't use parchment paper if that is what you have instead. You definitely want to have wax paper. And I'm going to roll this up like a burrito. See how that is in there? The three in there with the black around it. All right, so that's like a little sushi roll there of clay. And at this point, we're going to take this and roll it out flat and long. Everything's going to mush together a little bit, and we want that. So take that on your work surface, and we're going to just roll it and roll it. And you can make these as thin as you want to, or as thick as you want to, really. You can make them as complicated inside as you want to, or as thin inside as you want to. This is a really popular technique when I was a girl. My aunt used to make beads like this with her female K. I believe it's called, and I'm going to absolutely butcher this Italian word, mil fiore, where you are making these ropes out of clay that have designs inside and you cut them. This is a very simple design. The most I've ever been able to do with my designs has been flowers. So that's not this particular one. All right, so I'm going to cut the ends off again with my sharp cutter. So see how it's got, I'm going to try to bring this up to the camera here. See how it's got all those colors on the inside like that? So we can start slicing because the same pattern is going to be all the way through the bead. And if you think the pattern's starting to get a little bit funky, see how that one's a little swirly? Hey, that's fine. That's just part of working with the bead, with the clay here. So I'm going to look right down the middle and see what we have. All right, sorry, I'm trying to find the camera. All right, just like that. So I'm going to cut a bunch of little ones here with my cutter. I'm intending to make a big bead. So in case you're wondering what I'm doing here, here's a bunch of little fellows. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take some of this white and I'm going to make a small circle, only about the size of the very tip of my thumb. All right, there's my circle. And I'm going to take these guys and start sticking them all over the surface of my white ball here. And they can go in different sizes and shapes, but we're going to stick them all over. And if you have a bunch of these logs of color that you've made, then you can vary which patterns you have on here, but I've only got the one, so we'll use it. They got a little stuck together when I cut them. I got a little excited. That's fine. We've got lots more. So if you're ever wondering how much one little block of Fimo makes, it's quite a lot. You can make a ton of different cool things with one little block of Fimo. I keep calling it Fimo. I'm using Scolpy, I promise you. They're interchangeable really though. Okay, so I'm going to cut some more off of my log here to fill up the blanks. I think I need one more, and then we'll make the rest of the bead magic. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to start to roll gently this time, so they all kind of squish together and form on the surface of the bead. So we're going to roll that around and around and around. As it sticks more, we can apply more pressure. Oh, that's my table squeaking. Sorry about that. All right, so check it out. Here we go. We've made a really cool bigger circle. There's a few little spots here, I think, where we might want to roll it together a bit more. It's okay. It can be as blended or as not blended as you'd like, but I kind of like mine to be seamless. There we go. Look how neat that is. So at this point, we're going to make a hole in it. And I'm just going to use my dowel here. This is just a skewer that I have at my house, and I'm going to make sure it goes back into shape, kind of with the skewer around it, because I want it to have a little bit of a bigger hole. So there we go. I've got a hole in my bead now, and I'm going to go through and make sure that all the edges are neat. It looks really nice, because what I'm going to do is I'll string it onto a keychain or a necklace. All right, I'm pretty pleased with the way this bead looks. Look how lovely that is. It's almost a tiger stripe when I got done with it. How cool is that? All right, so now, and I'm not going to do this on camera because watching things cook is basically like watching a pot boil. I'm going to go ahead and put this in my oven here at the Makerspace at 275. Then it'll probably take between 6 and 10 minutes for it to get hot. And when I do this program live and you hear it, I will show you the finished product. But until then, when I get to talk to you next, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep making. I'll see you on the flip side with my finished bead. Good night.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching that. I hope you enjoyed my demonstration of how to make those beads. I do think it's millefiore. I think that's how you say the word, but again, I have never been able to pronounce an Italian word in my life. Anyhow, I did promise that I was going to show everybody the finished product of the bead, so I do have it here around my neck, and I'll see if I can hold it up to you guys. So if you can tell here, there we go. Right, I've got this on a piece of jewelry thread, and I've strung it on with some beads. I think it looks really pretty. I think that it would be even better if I had some clear nail polish here in the makerspace, which I don't. If that's a problem on my part, I'll have to remedy that and buy some. But if I had that, I would be able to paint it on the bead and it would turn shiny, which I think would be really pretty. Right now it's matte. They always come out of the oven matte unless you happen to have some that are sparkly. You can get a sparkly clay. But it's a matte look after it's done being baked. So I just did want to let you know I baked this bead here at 275 for about 5 minutes. And just to demo with a little pen here, I can show you it's pretty hard. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's now hard plastic. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was fun to make. I always enjoy getting to do these types of things. So until I get to see you next time, let's stay safe, stay healthy, and keep making. And if you do happen to make a bead, either send me a picture of it. My email is my first dot my last name. It's there at the corner of the screen at pueblolibrary.org, or you can even stop by the Makerspace and show it to me. I'm in here most days. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening, and I can't wait to see you again. Have a great one. Bye.